All right, we are back and we are ready to work on getting this Cryo distillation tower built today. It's another gloriously raining day here, as always. And I did move it back one block, and I turned it this way because it just made more sense that it would be this way. I do not have the 5x5 tank done yet. I ran out of Invar. I got more cooking. We'll deal with that. And I have all of the rest of the structure parts for the tanks. We need to look up air again. And so helium is lighter. Neon is lighter. Argon is heavier. So that means we need 2 of these going up and 1 of these going down. Well, we're going to go ahead and set this up. We'll have to make sure when we do the let's see, when it comes out of there, it normally goes like that, I do believe. So this will be the, see, those are heavy. That's heavy. Those are light. So is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? These 2 are going elsewhere. This is going in that first tank. So then this should be the next one. Okay, so we want this valve down there and going that direction. Gotta make sure this is argon. And then this is going to be the bottom of this one. This one is coming upward. And then this one is going down, and this one is coming up. So there we go. That's done. Now, next thing we need to do is, I have this fun little box of toys here. We need a possible detector, which we need to put on here. That way we can detect whether it is possible to run or not. And then we are going to take that down into this block here. So it's going to be right in front of the leftmost block. Now let's take our little box of fun downstairs. Because instead of making a tunnel out here, I made a tunnel in here. And there we go. There's the underside. So right here is where the redstone is coming out. So if we do that, we should now be getting a redstone signal through there, which I don't have my testing light on me. But that should be giving us a signal right now. We'll find out in a minute. Let's put down my box of toys here. And we have our thermoelectric cooler. This needs to go right there. And we need this turned that direction. Hot comes out the bottom. Cool goes up. We need our redstone machine switch, which is going to go there. Which should be telling that it can turn on now. And then we want our, I knew I forgot something. I need to go get the battery box that we're going to use as a limiter. Because for right now, at least, we only want 256. And we're going to get 4 amps of MV. Technically, I think we can get a little bit more than that, but we're going to get like 512 out of that. We don't want 512. So we're going to do this here. It's going that way. We're going to put 2 batteries in it. That's 128 a piece. That's 256. That is what should be going through here. And then we need our transformer to go from HV to MV, which is this one. And we need this to go, it's not really going to matter if it's here or there, but I think I want to go ahead and tuck it up into right there, and we'll go over why in a bit. Now we need to connect our wire here, which I really need to get switched over to, you know, I said this should be on. No, it shouldn't, because there's no air in it. Just my brain fucked off on me. Alright, so there we go. It's charging. Batteries are charging up as soon as the battery box gets enough charge. And while we're down here, we are also going to take this nice boiler right here, and we're gonna do, let's see, I don't know that I'm gonna get this to work, but I'm gonna try. So if we put this here, and we put, this is gonna have to go, I might have to take out some grass. Yeah. Because we're going to put this here. We want it to go that direction. And we'll need a pipe on there. Small invar will be fine. And like that. And then we also need to connect up the water, which is going to go in the bottom, believe it or not. There we go. So we now have water in it, distilled, of course. And now we need our universal extender, which I don't have on me. I left it in the crafting table. This thing is expensive. It takes a stainless steel rotor, a reinforced casing, a stainless steel spring, 2 tier 3 circuits, 2 stainless steel normal size pipes, and 2 platinum item pipes. And there we go, 1 universal extender. Now this will extend, well, anything. It's universal. If you go back and look at my crusher build, or sifter build I did, I actually used one of these to run KU through. Okay, so we're extending that. No, we're extending this. So that's its input. So then anything that goes in the input goes out the secondary facing. So that's the way we want it set. And now when we turn this on, that should run. Now we're not actually going to be running this and actually worried about it doing anything. We're just doing this as a concept for today. I do have a dynamo that we're going to put on it later, and we will hook it up with to that battery box. So about a quarter of the power coming out of there should go back into that battery box. Okay, now I should have some large steel pipes here. We have to have our input, and we're going to try something here. So we're going to put that on there, and now that's going to start filling up with air. It's got 1,000 liters in it. It needs 200. So technically we should be running right now. You can tell the redstone's on, but it's not running. Let's go figure out why. What did I booger up down here? So, I can't tell if that's actually on, but it should be. We should be getting power. Let's see here. Take that off. Yeah, that's not. This should be on. Run when input is on is what we want. So yeah, that's right. Okay. So why is it not working? That is coming through there. HV is going through into there. Let's look and see what I did wrong. So HV cooler, energy in, can be as low as 256. And we'll put out 64 at 256, which is what we should be going through right now. And let's see if it's actually pulling power. It is pulling power. It's just not running. Why is it not running? Because that says it's not charging anymore. This is blinking. That means that it's losing power. So this thing is sucking power right now. But it's not outputting anything when it should be. Because anything below its minimum will be dumped. So this should tell us eventually, when it updates the numbers, that it's lost power. Now, we can run this all the way up at 1024. So I could hook this direct. But I really don't need to, and I really didn't want to. Let's give it a go. We're going to hook it direct right through here. Okay, that's not connecting. Can't connect on the heat side. It says EU in, CU and out in. And maybe it won't let you output to the, or input to that side. Okay, yeah, it's definitely pulling power. Alright, so let's get this out of here. Let me drop something. Get those batteries. Okay, so you go there. And for anybody that's wondering, no, it isn't, because this is HV and I was putting in MV. That's the way it's supposed to be. You can do that with some things. Okay, so straight powered, it does work. And if we do that, it'll turn it off. Why? I have an idea, but it's a really strange idea. I'm going to try it. I'm wondering if it's getting 2 amps of 128 and not 1 amp of 256. Okay, that's reversed. So right now, if we put MV into this, we will put HV out. Maybe this is what we need to do. So if I put this here, going that direction, we put in the 2 batteries. Okay, it's got its charge. That is charged. Now, if we do this, it turns on, but it bitches. Why is it bitching? That should get 256. There's no cables to have loss. It says right there 256. I'm gonna go grab another battery just to see, because that should not be complaining, because it has the bare minimum. I may just have to run it at max and not worry about it. I don't really want to. If I do, I got to rethink my boiler setup, because, well, that's not going to work if I do it this way. Okay, now, even though there's no power in that, it should still put out 3 amps. And with that, it does not bitch. Interesting. So we're not going to be able to set this up with this if we're running it that. Because that's going to be 128, 128 is 256, 256, and 128 is 370, 380-ish. So that's not going to work, because it's going to end up giving us half of that, which would be like 140 something. This 256 is supposed to put out 64. And 64 is what this boiler can handle. And 64 is what the recipe needs to run at. And it wasn't that the distillation tower wasn't running. This was not turned on. Now, if I gave this the 512 exactly, instead of 256, that would give me 128 and 128. And then I could use a steel boiler instead of an Invar boiler. Alright, well, let's just make sure we can get this thing to actually run. I want to try this the other way around now, because in theory, this should work again like this. with the 3 batteries in it. Why did I change that? It was where it needed to be. Okay. Now see, that's not wanting to run like that. Is it losing power though? Yes. Okay, so it's dumping the power. Alright, so it does need to be transformed up to the proper tier. Even because it's doing 3 amps of 128. Okay, so I do need this transformer here. Switch to reversed. Big facing going there. I just don't understand where it's losing that little bit of power, that it can't run at 128. But we'll go ahead and use this like this. And we will run 4 batteries, which will give us 128 heat and cold rather than 256. So let me throw this extra battery in, and let me grab a dense steel boiler, because I happen to have 2 of those. I had to make the one that I have down there for Invar. Alright, and distilled water is not an issue anymore, so we're not going to bother with that. We'll just throw this in there, and that was not what I wanted to do. So batteries, dun dun dun. Okay, it's got its batteries. We're going to turn the face of this direction. We're going to put the universal back on here. And we want the secondary face going that way. Make sure the primary face is going that way. So now, is that going to be able to handle that? Hold on. Steam. Dense boiler. That's regular. I need this one. It's going to put out 256 steam. And this can handle 384. Which is going to be less than 128. So that will be fine. I'm just going to have to go up to a MV dynamo instead of the LV dynamo that I had planned. But now, if everything works correctly, when I do this, did you see that tick? I seen it tick. There we go. It is getting the heat. The water is going down a little bit. Our boiler is working. And it's only doing, it's doing 256 steam. I got to change that pipe, because that can only do a bandwidth of 200. So I'm going to have to, I'll just switch it out for one of these real quick. We do not want a boiler blowing up on us. That would be bad. It's not going to, because we ran out of power. I'm going to have to get another MV transformer. But now that we're done looking at the underside, let's go take a look topside. And looky there. We've got all of our gases. It worked. And it looks like one of these is probably enough for the level we're running at, because I never seen it turn off. So that should be perfectly fine to keep up with this. Alright, so I need to get a transformer made, which is pretty easy. I should have all the stuff. Let me go and build one of these real quick. And luckily, I do have a MV dynamo right here, which we're going to need for capturing that power. 6 of those, 2 of those, and $12, right? Yeah. Okay, and let's get this. Wrench. Quad. It's only 8 I needed, not 12. What the hell was I thinking? And then we need double iron plates, which I need to make more of. This is the last transformer I'll be making. Well, I've got enough for one more. Okay. So now if we do this the other direction, and let's just for safety's sake take that off till we get this going the right way. And now we do that. It gets power, and we should be going now. I think I just seen that tick. Yep. All right, we're running. So that does exactly what we needed to do. Now, the only thing we have to do is set up the dynamo on the turbine, and it'll be ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, because we don't want it running right now. We don't have the pipes piped up yet. We don't have the tank for the nitrogen. And it's going to take me a little bit of redstone logic to turn on and off the power for getting what we need out of there. And I completely forgot this thing output crushed ice. I completely forgot that. And I have no idea what in the hell I'm going to do with this. I can use it for distilled water. I can make it into ice cubes. I can make it into ice. I have no idea. We'll just put a box back there to catch it, and we'll be good to go. So I will work on getting the other tank made for the nitrogen, piping the oxygen and the CO2 off to their respective places, and getting the tank done, and then getting everything done for the heat capture, electric return, whatever you want to call it. And we'll work on that hopefully on Friday. Hopefully I can get this all done. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, if you know why the 256 ain't working, let me know. But we got it working. That's what matters. And I'll see you next time.